Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Rico here, CEO of Sourceway in Asia, Costa Rica China podcast, and the host of the Sourceway in Asia YouTube channel. Of course, back with another one, back in the Icon Plaza swimming pool area. I'm gonna swim after I'm done recording these videos, so you know the knees are up, I had to let you guys know. So I just came from kickboxing, so it's kind of like no point of me changing into something more presentable. But this video I'm gonna be talking about a successful crowdfunding campaign that we helped in the manufacturing process for Brutal Buddha. The founders are Evan and Aro. Check them out, brutalbuddha.com.
I notice when I walk outside I hope this pays off. One day I chose it, one day, someday I hope it. Went in the big labels and saw plaques on walls but I didn't post it. Didn't wanna gas or boast it, that's not one of the things I'm made of. But one day will it pay off? Mum says I got to do music and dad says to not quit my day job. It's a hard one still, it's not fake, the bars are real. Sometimes I can rely on people's advice, I can't rely on pills. I notice now, things keep falling down. When they fall I still build them up. Hard when you don't know how. Something's changed, yeah you know the deal. At the end of the day, I'm over that one still. Over that once. When I play shows I'm sober at none. Not from London, no the accent. Not just talking, loads of action. Is this music or is it acting? One step forward then go backwards. Think it makes me over anxious. Things can change, it's known to happen. I feel like I don't need people's help. And then when I think about it, I'm proud I could have been someone else.
Alright, so Brutal Buddha. If you guys are not familiar with Brutal Buddha, I think I've mentioned them a few times on the channel.
Most workout shorts aren't designed for male yoga. They lack dedicated support for your male parts. Brutal Buddha yoga shorts solve this and are built for the active man seeking balance.
They're basically men's yoga shorts company. The two founders, Evan and Aro, were based in Hong Kong. I think Aro's still there. And you know, they start to get into yoga. And these are two athletic dudes who are consider themselves to be, manly men like myself. And I think a lot of times there's a stigma behind men who do yoga, right? Like, the vegan kind of soft hippie type of dude. So they wanted to create a brand for men who are the type of guys who do yoga, but also do weightlifting and play rugby and, like myself, kickboxing and stuff like that. And then also they noticed that there was the gap in the market because most of the yoga attire available for guys is like Lululemon stuff, and it's ridiculously expensive. And then there just isn't that many options that sort of match what a guy needs in the yoga pants or yoga shorts. So they decided to design it themselves, especially because they were the ones, they were doing yoga and they needed that. And I think it took them about 6 months plus to actually design the clothing. And then they actually launched and pre-sold some stuff. Did the sourcing sampling themselves. I remember it was maybe 2018 when I met up with Evan in Guangzhou. Yeah, I had lunch with him and kind of just gave him some advice on how to approach the situation. Evan and Aro, actually, I think ended up hanging out with Aro that evening. Yeah, it was cool to see them kind of start, and then I think they realized that if they really wanted to, push forward with the project, they had to get some additional help. So they joined the Enter-China program, which helped them launch the campaign successfully. And then after the campaign, or actually before the campaign, we started to engage in terms of what we could help them with sourcing-wise. And then immediately after the campaign, just before Chinese New Year, we started actually working on the project. We were able to kind of start the process of sampling, prototyping, but this is, mind you, January, February, just before Chinese New Year. And then COVID hit, so we kind of got delayed with the project. Still try to work through it a little bit, but we were delayed by a few months, and obviously I'm sure the backers understood. But after things started to open up again in China, we went through multiple factories, multiple iterations of their prototypes. Based off of just what was going on at the time, it was slow. It was slow to say the least, but I think the guys from Brutal Buddha were really on top of things and really helping push things forward. One of the biggest aspects when it comes to this, like supply chain management and production management, when it comes to original design as well, is there are certain things that we can't sign off on as a consulting agency. And also when there's limitations, like not being able to go to the factories, and I was like stuck in the Philippines. It's not like we could just visit a million factories, you know what I mean? So having to get the samples and then have, Evan and Ro really sit down and kind of give specific feedback, and then have my team help communicate that feedback, and then getting the next iteration of samples and just tweaking a few small things till you get to a stage where you're ready to start a mass production. And that's kind of what happened. It just took longer than usual, and I'm sure at times it was frustrating for both sides, but the production was good, it was smooth because of all the work that we did prior to the production starting. And then of course, as usual for an original design, we did a during production inspection and then a final inspection at the end of the production. And that wasn't that long ago. I feel like the final inspection was about, I want to say it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then because this was a crowdfunding campaign, we worked with the company Flowship. Our team in mainland trucked over the goods to Hong Kong in Flowship, and then Flowship shipped over around the world. I received them through FedEx, I think literally probably like 3 days after, 2 or 3 days after they were shipped. And yeah, man, I'm really, really proud of the project just because of the difficulties that we faced. And I mean, the quality of the product is really nice. Like, I mean, I have a lot of shorts for various uses, for soccer, for Muay Thai, and just general sports. And I've been playing sports my whole life and stuff like that. So I can tell when something's really good. I can tell when something's really sturdy and something's comfortable for your athletic needs. I know these are yoga shorts, but I've been using them even like, because I'll do like a yoga session and then afterwards I'll lift. I use them for both, so that already tells you something. They're instantly my favorite shorts. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of break down how that works. Of course, if you want to know more about the actual crowdfunding process, I did a video, I'm sure it'll be out by the time this one comes out, is how to prepare for a crowdfunding campaign from a sourcing perspective. So that would have been all the work that these guys did prior to launching their successful campaign. And then of course you can check out Into China if you want to know more about the actual crowdfunding process, how to validate a product and all that stuff. And the guys from Buddha, we'll link up their Instagram and their website in the show notes. The guys from Buddha would be more than happy to hop on, to have some discussions about how they did their thing. Support the company. We're going to be helping them with their ongoing orders, their ongoing business. So I'm obviously a little bit biased, but like, I think at this stage you guys know that I'm pretty impartial when it comes, not like I come on here and talk about every single, client that we work with. So, all right guys, that's it for me signing off, getting ready to get my swim on. And I'll see you guys next week.
Too far to turn back, so win or win is my only choice. I release songs they think it's for them. It's a cry for help, but they miss the point. What's mad is when I speak for them, I feel like I lose my voice. Yeah. But I can't linger or dwell on things. Yesterday's God, it's been better since. Still outside and I'm settled in. Still more scared than I ever been. Still feel blessed like I never sinned.